it's not a mistake that sometimes it doesn't look like you're going to have everything that you need. God is just trying to get you to understand that every situation that you face in your life, He's going to use it in order to make you a better individual in your future. So rather than complaining about where you are, what you need to do is you need to make a conscious decision that I'm not going to allow where I am right now to deter me, to make me feel as if I'm nothing, to make me feel as if I'm nobody. Matter of fact, I'm going to use that what's supposed to be a stumbling block in my life as a stepping stone to take me to my next level. I wonder, is there anybody in here other than me that made up in your mind, yes, I've had to come through some hard knocks, yes, I've had to deal with some crazy situations, yes, my family may be whackers all day, but the fact of the matter is that God placed me here because He wanted me to understand that He can take a misfit and make a masterpiece. God, I wish I had some help up in here. Touch somebody and tell him He's flipping the switch on my life. Yes, the enemy thought I was going to give up because it didn't look like I had everything I needed to thrive and survive. But the devil is a liar. No weapon, no weapon that is formed against you. It's going to prosper. So the mishaps, the mistakes, the issues, the vicissitudes of life that come into your life, even though they may be in your life, you need to understand that they're not in your life to destroy you, but they're in your life to build you. They're in your life to make you better. So rather than complaining about where we are, we need to do two things. The first thing we need to do is when we find ourselves up against an obstacle, when we find ourselves up against an issue, rather than complaining and crying, the first thing we need to do is we need to step back and examine the purpose of our trouble. Because behind every trouble there is a purpose. I just said something powerful. You're going to catch that in your older age, I guess. I said behind every trouble there is a purpose. Nothing just happens. If it's in your life, there has to be a reason why it's here. And rather than you complaining about it, what you need to do is man up and just step back and examine the purpose of your trouble. Touch somebody, say man up, man up, man up. This ain't the time for you to call your mama. This ain't the time for you to call your boys. This ain't the time for you to try to hook up with anybody. This is the time when you need to step back and examine the purpose of your trouble. Because behind every trouble there is a purpose. What is the meaning for this being in my life? Why is it here? Why is it in my space? What is the purpose for this being in my life? Now watch this. If you did not sow it, you should not have to reap it. There are some things that enter in your life that are in your life for distraction purposes. So if it's in your life just to distract you, rather than you trying to figure it out, just send it back to the hell where it came from. I wish I had some help up in here. Tell somebody, say, send that mess back, send it back. You sitting up here trying to figure it out. You didn't sow this. Why should you have to reap it? Send it back. But if it's in your life and you understand that it's in your life for a specific reason and purpose, rather than you complaining about it, what you need to do is examine it. And while you're examining it, somebody said like this. He said, the only reason why the enemy is tripping, because somehow, some way he done peeked into your future. And he sees what God's about to bring you into. And he's trying to get you to quit before you walk into the promise of God for your life. But he should have got you before you got here tonight. Because I just turned the switch on in your life and now it's all black. The enemy is trying to stop you because he understands that your future looks better than your past. And I don't think there's anybody other than me that can get excited because even though you're dealing with some heavy situations right now, you're expecting a break. I'm almost finished. Just give me a few minutes. So the first thing we need to watch this is we need to examine the purpose of our trouble. Number two, watch this. The second thing we need to do is we need to change our vocabulary. I wish I had some time to just deal with that. You need to touch somebody, say change your vocabulary. You don't understand that you are snared by the words that come out of your own mouth. The Bible declares that death and life is in the power of your own tongue. And let me drop a bomb. I'm tired of y'all blaming the devil for stuff that he ain't got nothing to do with. The devil made me do it. The devil made me do it. The devil didn't make you do it. The devil has never been to your house. Prove it to me, Dr. Sapp. The reason why the devil ain't been to your house because the devil is not omnipresent. present. He can't be here and there at the same time. He can't be at your house, my house, and everybody else's house. Some of the stuff that we go through has more to do with what comes out of our mouth than it does with the devil. Do you not understand, my beloved brothers and sisters, that destiny is released in the words that you speak? Do you not understand that the enemy begins to tremble every time you get ready to open up your mouth? And the reason why he begins to tremble every time you get ready to open up your mouth, because he knows you the best possess the ability to bind and loose. Whatever you bind in heaven shall be bound on earth. Whatever you loose in heaven shall be loosed on earth. Don't just open up your mouth saying anything, but understand that there's power in your tongue. Change your vocabulary. Stop walking around here talking defeat, discouragement, dismay. Matter of fact, disconnect from anybody who's always complaining. I can't get no help in this Presbyterian church. I said disconnect from anybody that's always complaining. If you are connected to somebody that every time they open up their mouth, they're talking doom, gloom, and discouragement, you need to get away from them. Why? Because negativity is contagious. Is contagious. You hang around with people that's always complaining, this, that, I'm struggling, I don't see how, I can't understand, my professor don't like me. All they do is you ain't studying. I can't get no help here. It ain't they don't like you, they like you, but they got what you need. You need to shut up, go to class, go back to class, get a tutor. I can't get no help here. Do some extra credit, whatever you need to do to win. We need to change our vocabulary. We need to learn how to speak life in our lives. We need to learn how to make a conscious decision that I'm not going to allow what's happening around me to deter me, or rather to cause me to speak differently about my situation. Why? Because I don't walk by what I see. I walk by what I know, and faith is my establishment. It is who I am. So when I live by faith. I don't walk by what I see. I walk by what I know. I understand that if God be for me, he's more than the world against me. So the first thing that needs to change is I need to change my mentality as it pertains to my situation. The second thing that needs to change is I need to change my vocabulary. But then what's so mind-blowing is that God is saying to us, watch this, as we begin to look at this, check this out, this will blew me away. He's saying that I understand that because of difficulties, it's going to evoke emotions from you. And he's saying, I don't want you not to be emotional, but I just want to show you how you are supposed to channel your emotions. Amen. God will get into it in a minute. And he says here, he says, in the midst of difficult circumstances, I don't want you to complain, fall out, act out, or cuss nobody out. What I want you to learn how to do is I want you to rejoice. Come on, go with me. Watch what he says. Watch what he says. He says, but let me think about strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened to you. In other words, he's saying, don't be surprised if you should find yourself in a situation as if situations should be something strange to you. Don't be surprised if you should find yourself in a dilemma as if dilemma should be something strange to you. Don't think it's strange if you should find yourself in an uncomfortable place as if uncomfortable places should be something strange to you. Okay, let me come down here straight. Don't think it's strange if you should find yourself being lied on as if being lied on should be something strange to you. Don't think it's strange if you should find yourself being talked about as if being talked about should be something strange to you. Don't you think it's strange if you should find your business being told in the street as if your business being told in the street should be something strange to you. Why? Because I never promised you that your life with me was going to be happy-go-lucky. Matter of fact, what I told you is if you live godly in Christ Jesus, you're going to suffer persecution. I told you many are the afflictions of the righteous, but I deliver them out of them all. I told you man that is born of a woman, there are a few days, but they're full of trouble. I told you because they hated me, they're going to hate you too. So why in the world are you trying to fit in with a crowd that's not going to like you and supposed to hate you? If you are in a crowd with Jesus and you getting talked about, you're in good company. Amen. Hallelujah, Jesus. Hallelujah. He says, I'm almost finished. Give me about 10 minutes. I promise y'all I might holler, but I don't know yet. He says, take it not strange concerning the fiery trial. Let me pause for a moment, because that word fiery trial in the original Greek aspect of the text is the Greek word parosis. Parosis, it means a burning or a refining. Now let me pause parenthetically for a minute, because you must understand that when Simon Peter was writing this particular letter throughout to the elect, scattered throughout Asia Minor, both Jews and Gentiles in the region, he was encouraging them upon the plight that they were facing in that dispensation age. These individuals were literally being burned at the stake for their belief in Jesus Christ. So when he says here, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, he's not dealing with hypothetical fire. He is dealing, watch this, with actual fire, being executed by fire. People were being pulled away from their homes, men, women, boys, and girls, and they were being executed because they named the name of Christ. Now, while I was in my room for the few minutes that I was in my room, I laid before God in prayer for a few moments, and I said, God, he said, yes, Marvin. I said, I cannot go to Bethune-Cookman and tell them that you're going to kill them for their belief in you. He said, that's not what I'm doing, son. I said, well, what are you doing? He said, well, first off, let them know that I'm not going to kill them. I said, I get that, God. I get it. I said, well, what are you going to do? He said, tell them, watch this. He says, tell them that I'm taking them through a process. I said, what is the process, God? He said, the process is called parosis. I said, well, God, parosis means a burning or refining. He said, yes. I said, but you told me to tell them you're not going to kill them. I said, well, what are you going to do, God? He said, I'm not going to kill them. He said, tell them that I'm taking them through a process. I said, what then is the process, God? He said, the process is called parosis. I said, parosis means a burning or refining. He said, yes. I said, but God, you told me to tell them you're not going to kill them. He said, I'm not going to kill them. I said, well, what are you doing? He said, Marvin, tell them. He said, tell them I'm taking them through a process. I said, what then is the process? He said, the process is called parosis. I said, parosis means a burning or refining. He said, absolutely. I said, but God, you told me to tell them you're not going to kill them. He said, I'm not going to kill them. I said, well, what are you going to do, God? He said, tell them that I'm taking them through a process. I said, what are you doing, God? He said, I'm taking them through a process. I said, what's the process? He said, the process is called parosis. I said, parosis, it means a burning or a refining. He said, yes. I said, but God, you told me to tell them you're not going to kill them. He said, I'm not going to kill them. I said, well, what you doing? He said, I'm taking them through the process. I said, wait a minute, God, maybe I'm asking the wrong question. He said, you are asking the wrong question. I said, well, God, what are you doing? He said, I'm taking them through a process. I said, I get the question now. I said, well, what's the purpose of the process, God? He said, the purpose of the process is parosis. I said, now I'm really confused. He said, what's so confusing, son? I said, because now you're telling me that the process and the purpose are the same thing. He said, absolutely, Marvin, the process and the purpose is the same thing, because the purpose of the process is the position for the promise. I said, hold up, I'm a little confused now. I said, but make it plain to me, God. He said, well, Marvin, tell them I'm taking them through a process. I said, what's the process called? He says, the process is called parosis. I said, well, what's the purpose of the process? He said, the purpose of the process is parosis. I said, but God, you told me to tell them you're not going to kill them. He said, I'm not going to kill them. I said, well, what are you doing? He said, tell them I'm taking them through a process. I said, what's the process, God? He said, the process is called parosis. I said, what's the purpose of the process? He said, the purpose of the process is parosis. I said, hold up, God, the process is parosis. And that means a burning or refining. And the purpose of the process is parosis. That means a burning or refining. How can the purpose of the process be the same thing? He said again, because the purpose of the process is the position for the promise. I said, okay, I get it. I understand now. But could you break it down so I can let them know what it is? He says, well, Marvin, tell them first off that I'm not going to kill them. But the whole purpose of the process is to position them for the promise. I said, I get it. I said, parosis means a burning or refining. He said, yes. I said, you're not going to kill them. He said, no. I said, well, what are you doing, God? He said, the reason why I'm taking them through the process is because I'm not going to kill them, but I'm going to burn off everything that's not like me. He said, there's some areas in your life that's on the inside of you that I got to deal with. There's some stuff that's connected to you that I got to deal with. See, some of y'all thought that he was turning the heat up in your life because he didn't like you. But you need to understand that sometimes God turns the heat up in your life because he sees something on the inside of you that you don't even see in yourself. I wish somebody would just touch somebody to your right or to your left and tell them, say, turn the heat up in my life. Y'all still looking at me. I said, tell somebody, turn the heat up in my life. In other words, God, if there's some stuff on the inside of me that does not need to be on the inside of me, turn the heat up so that it will eradicate everything that's that's not supposed to be there. He says, I'm trying to burn off everything that's not like me, because there's some stuff in you. There's some cantankerous attitudes. There's some evil ways. There's some lascivious lifestyles. Stuff that nobody else sees but I see. Stuff that can hinder you in your future. He says, I got to deal with it where you are right now, because if it gets there where you're trying to get to, you get there and think you got what you got because of your family name. You think you got what you got because of scholastic achievement. You think you got what you got because of who you slept with. But he said, no, no, no. I'm going to get rid of all that stuff on the inside of you, so that when I catapult you to your place of prominence and prestige, you tell everybody in mama, if it had not been for the Lord who was on my side. Said there's some stuff that's on the inside of you that I need to burn off. But then there's some stuff that's connected to you that I need to burn off too. See, I'm going to help you real fast, beloved brothers and sisters. You need to understand something, that there are some connections that you have that God needs you to release. Oh, God, it's about to get quiet in this Presbyterian church. I'm going to say it one more time. There are some connections. Let me tell you what I've learned. I've learned this. And again, I'm 47 years old. I've learned this in the 37 years of my life. I wish I would have learned this when I was younger. So I just want to just drop this nugget on y'all. Just leave something with you. I want you to understand that there's only one relationship that's eternal, and that's your relationship with your God. Every other relationship is seasonal. Touch somebody and say, all relationships are seasonal. All relationships are seasonal. I learned it after my wife died. I wanted to live with her for the rest of my life, but I understand now that she's no longer here, that relationship was seasonal. And then God began to speak to me through the Bible. He said, Marvin, every relationship is seasonal. He said, no, sir. I said, no, sir. He said, yes, it is. Let me prove it to you. He said, there was a time when Abel and Lot had to disconnect. I said, okay. He said, there was a time when Paul and Barnabas had to disconnect. I said, I get it, God. He said, there was a time when Jesus and the disciples had to disconnect. I said, well, why did they have to disconnect, God? He said, because you can't go to your next level hanging with people at your last level. And some of y'all want to just kick it with the same old people for the rest of your life. So somebody say, you have to let them go. Oh, I wish I would talk to somebody real fast. That's going to say, I got to let some folk go. You need to go through your Rolodex. You need to go through your cell phone. You need to go through your Facebook. You need to go through your Instagram. You need to, y'all ain't talking to me. You need to go through some Twitter and start blocking some folk. And start disconnecting from some folk. And stop, y'all ain't talking to me. Why? Because when you going, you ain't got time to hang with people at your last level. Let me get up out of here. I got to go. Something you must understand what God is doing. God is saying that I'm turning the heat up in your life, young men, because you have a positive destiny. You say I'm turning the heat up in your life because there's some things that I'm trying to do in and through you. That I'm trying to get rid of some stuff in your life at this level so that it won't affect you at your next level. You say this all about me creating an individual that you never imagined that you would become. And the reason why you didn't think that way is because you thought that he was stripping you of these individuals because he didn't care about you. You thought that he was stripping you of these individuals because he didn't love you. You thought that because you got bored with hanging with certain folk, and folk thought you were bougie, and they thought that you was fully active because you decided to pull away. But the truth of the matter is, you got a glimpse of your own future. And you said, I can't keep hanging around foolishness because God has greater in store for me. And I just wonder, is there anybody in this house other than me that made up in your mind that if you ain't going nowhere, I got to kick you to the doggone curb? I wish I had a witness up in here. But even though you must understand that there's a process that he's going to take you through, God wants you to recognize and realize that in the midst of it all, that it's going to be painful. I know some of y'all don't understand it right now, but it's going to be painful. And that's what the text text begins to show us, beloved, he says, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which he is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. In other words, he's saying, don't be surprised by the painful situation now you may find yourself in, because the fact of the matter is, beloved, you may have to walk all by yourself. You may have to disconnect from people that you thought you was going to need in your future. God told me to tell you that he's about to do something special in your life. Look at your neighbor real fast and say, neighbor, he's about to do something special in my life. But there is a reason why he's about to do something special in your life, because he's expecting the great to become greater. Look at somebody and say, neighbor, some of y'all still looking at me. I said, look at somebody and say, neighbor, in this season of your life, he's taking you from great to greater. I wish I would just talk to somebody and tell them for me one more time. Tell them, say, neighbor, in this season of your life, he's taking you from great. He's taking you to greater. I got to get up out of here, beloved. But before I take my seat, can I tell you what he wants you to do in the midst of challenging times? Can I tell you what he wants you to do in the midst of hardship and trial? Can I tell you what he wants you to do in the midst of heartache and heartache? Look at your neighbor and say, can I tell you what he wants you to do? He wants you to learn how to open up your mouth and give him some praise. He said, I want you to rejoice in a difficult place. I want you to give me praise in the midst of hard times. I want you to learn how to love me when you gotta love me all by yourself. Touch your neighbor and say, some help in here. That's right. You're only talking to nobody. That's right. Shall continually be in my mouth. Is there anybody here that made up your mind tonight that God will have my praise? Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it. Wait a minute. I said, I gotta close. I said, I gotta close. I got to go on my seat. I got to sit down. So fare you well. Good evening, Sherman. I got to go to my seat. But if I was in a Baptist church, I said, if I was in a Baptist church, I would just answer the question. I would say, ain't it all right? I said, ain't it all right? Won't he pick you up? Won't he turn you around? Won't he place your feet on solid ground? If I was in a Baptist church, I would just straight up tell you that he was Adam's redeemer. He was Abel's vindicator. He was Moses' bush on fire. He was Ezekiel's wheel in the middle of a wheel. If I was in a Baptist church, I would just straight up tell you he's Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Nissi, Jehovah Tiskanu, Jehovah Elion, Jehovah Maccadesh, Jehovah Rafiqan, Jehovah Rohan. If I was in a Baptist church, I would tell you he's Elohim, he's Adam now, Mary's baby boy, Lion of the tribe of Judah. Y'all ain't talking to me. In the middle of a wheel, shout in the time of storm. And I would leave you like this. If I was in a Baptist church, I would say, ain't he all right?